Hi guys, welcome back to my channel A Little Bit of Everything, where I make videos on fashion, makeup, lifestyle and a lot of reviews and hauls. So in today's video I want to discuss a topic that has been affecting a lot of people this COVID season, and that is maskne. This is a very popular catchy term that has been trending on the internet, and I want to explain to you what it is and how it is caused. If you're facing a lot of acne due to wearing a face mask constantly, then this is the right video for you, because I also discuss how you can prevent that from happening and what are the steps you should take so that your skin heals from these acne or maskne and the maskne scars. The first thing is, what is a maskne? This is an acne caused by constant and prolonged wearing of the face mask, and this is caused due to the heat and humidity that is settling inside your face masks, and sometimes you're wearing the mask for a prolonged period constantly without taking it off. That hot breath causes a lot of sebum secretion and it clogs your pores, and there's a lot of germs that get accumulated and react with your sebaceous glands or oil glands on your skin and lead to acne. And another big reason for having these maskne is the constant friction that you get with the mask and the skin that is in contact with the mask. So the material of the mask makes a huge difference as well, because the constant rubbing motion once you're talking in your mask can lead to abrasions and scars and also scaling, and that can also cause maskne, especially if you have hypoallergenic and sensitive skin. There are a few steps you can take to prevent this from happening, but do not stop wearing your face mask at a time like this when the infectivity rate is so very high. You don't know who is an asymptomatic carrier, so in this situation please do not take off your mask for your health and safety, and as well as that of the others around you. Without taking off your mask, there are some steps that you can take to prevent a maskne from happening, and maskne is a huge concern for everyone who's having a sensitive and oily skin, and even those that are having dry skin can cause abrasion and scaling and peeling of the skin. The first very step that you must take for your maskne treatment is to make sure that you use a good quality mask, especially if you're wearing a mask for prolonged periods. Then the quality of the mask is very important. So do not use something that is of a synthetic or polyester material that is rough, that has a elastic to keep your mask in place, because all those are irritants for your skin and it can cause an issue. Make sure your mask is soft. It's made of a very soft material, preferably a natural material like a cotton or a silk. Sometimes if a mask has a nose clip to keep it in place, if the clip is properly covered with a soft material, soft cloth material, so that it does not irritate your skin. Preferably use a reusable mask, because these plastic surgical masks are a threat to the environment, and it's always better if you buy or invest in a couple of reusable masks, and you can always wash them and reuse them. The second step to reducing or preventing maskne would be to use minimal makeup or to use very light makeup products on your face, so that you don't clog the pores with your heavy makeup, and the constant wearing of the mask is going to add moisture and humidity into that area, and it is going to clog the pores even further and leading to your maskne. If you are really into makeup like I am, then you can use some good eyeshadow to make your eyes pop instead, because anyway this part of your face is covered and no one really gets to see it much. The third step to preventing your maskne would be avoid touching your face at all costs. Not only does it prevent spreading of the COVID infection, but it also will prevent all the germs that are present on your fingertips to transfer onto your face and then cause any sort of acne. Whenever you feel the need to touch your face, then please wash your hands properly so that you do not spread the germs that are present on your fingers onto your face. The fourth tip for preventing maskne would be to avoid the use of any harsh products like retinoids or SLS on your face. Avoid using face washes and toners that have these ingredients. Avoid using face washes which are having parabens and SLS. The next tip for avoiding maskne would be a very well structured planned skincare routine, especially a cleansing routine, which you do not not skip at any cost during any day. So you need to have a structured skincare routine that is going to help heal your skin and also prevent it from breaking out even further. And for that, the step number one is to clean thoroughly, and this can only be achieved via something called a double cleanse. So double cleanse is very popular for removing makeup debris from your face. It is also very important to make sure that your skin is even and all the dirt and sebum that gets collected on your skin throughout the day is also removed. So double cleansing implies that you use a sort of cleansing balm or an oil or a micellar water first to remove your makeup or the first layer of dirt on your skin, and on the second step of this cleansing routine you are going to use a face wash that is suitable for your skin. If you have very allergic skin, then you can use a medicated face wash like a Cetaphil, or you can use a foaming face wash if you've worn a lot of makeup through the day. So what I use for my double cleanse routine, in the first step, I will use a micellar water on most days, except when I'm wearing very heavy makeup, then I prefer to use a cleansing balm either by Estee Lauder, the micro cleansing balm, or by Clinique, the Take the Day Off balm. But currently I am using the Sephora micellar water to clean my face first off, to take off the makeup. Between the step 1 and step 2 of the double cleanse, I also like to do a little trick, and that would be to boil a bowl of water, very steaming hot water, and then I will dip a face towel, a soft face towel, into that water and put it on my face. And when I do that, it immediately opens up all the pores, and that really helps to get out all the dirt and debris. So when I'm applying the face wash for my second cleanse, it really cleans my skin and makes it soft. And then I will follow it up with my Himalaya tan removal face wash, because I find that it works really well with my skin. It really takes off all the debris, and it also helps in removing the tan that has settled on your face throughout the day. The second step is a very important step that most people do not include in their skincare routine, and that is an exfoliator. Incorporating a chemical exfoliator into your skincare routine is paramount. It is the most important thing that is going to save you from breaking out in the future. You can include these chemical agents into your daily skincare routine. Never use a physical exfoliator like an apricot scrub or a walnut scrub on your skin when you have acne, because that is going to make it even worse. It is going to spread the germs that are already present inside your acne around your face, and it is going to cause your acne to spread. So do not use a physical exfoliator. Always use a chemical exfoliator which is having a concentration of certain acids which help in peeling off the first layer of dead cells on your skin. So the most commonly used chemical exfoliators that you get here nowadays are AHA and BHA exfoliators. So that is alpha hyaluronic acid and beta hyaluronic acid exfoliators. And if you want something a little more intense, you can always opt for a salicylic acid exfoliator. But if you are new to this, I suggest you start with a very low concentration of AHA and BHA into your chemical exfoliator. And the first one I would recommend for this is the White Jewel exfoliator from Face Shop. So this exfoliator has been my go-to exfoliator for years. I've been using it for 2 years almost on a regular basis, and it is very mild, so you can use it daily. And it is also good if you have never used an exfoliator on your skin before and you want to try it for the first time, because it does sting and it does burn a little bit if you use something that is having a high concentration of these peeling acids. So it can cause irritation. So I suggest that you build it up little by little. Maybe you can start with a frequency of once a week, then build it up to twice a week, and then go to alternate day. But if you're using a very strong exfoliator, then you do not need to do it more than twice a week, because that is sufficient. And if you do it more than that, it can cause abrasion on your skin. So currently I'm using the exfoliator by Dot and Key. So it is the AHA and BHA exfoliator. It is slightly more potent. It's a chemical exfoliator than the Face Shop White Jewel exfoliator. I will be linking all the products that I'm mentioning down in the description box below, so it is easy for you to pick them out if you wish to buy anything. If you're using an exfoliator, use it right after your cleansing routine. If you want to go a little extra, you can always use an exfoliating mask once a week. I really like using the Saint Botanica's Vitamin C Peel Off Mask. It is a very good exfoliating mask which immediately strips my face of all the dead cells that have accumulated throughout the week. Another mask which I like using for exfoliation is the Youth Mud by Glam Glow, and this is a glow stimulating exfoliating mask, and it does have physical exfoliators, and it is very strong. So do not use it if you have dry skin or you have already got acne on your skin. Step number 3 is a good toner on your skin, and this is an essential step that should not be taken lightly because it helps to reduce the size of your pores. And after using all these cleansing products and exfoliators, it also helps to restore the pH balance of your skin, which is very essential to prevent excess oil secretion and irritation on your skin. Always use a toner that is suitable for your skin type. I am currently using the Clarins brightening toner because I have a few acne marks on my skin, and I find that a brightening toner is helpful in reducing the marks on my skin. But if you have large pores, then you can go for a pore reducing toner. There are a lot of good options that I will link in the description bar below for different price points, so you can check them out. Fourth step is a serum. You can skip this step, it is optional, but I would suggest it anyway because a serum contains molecules of very low size so that they can penetrate really deep into your skin and work on your skin for its various concerns. So if you already have acne marks on your skin, a spot correcting serum or a vitamin C serum can really help in reducing those marks quickly and can restore the glow of your skin. So I always use a spot reducing or a brightening serum because it works well with my skin. If you have very dry skin, use a hydrating serum. I will link both alternatives below. Currently, I'm using the Kiehl's Vitamin C Spot Correcting Serum during the night time. So that really works for correcting and healing the marks on my skin. This is an optional step. You can skip the serum, but the next step, fifth step, please do not skip it, and that is a good moisturizer. Even if you have the oiliest skin in the world, you should not be skipping this step. Use a moisturizer that is suitable for your skin type. For oily skin, you can use a gel moisturizer or an emulsion, both of which have lower molecular size and hence will not clog your pores and cause acne. If you have very dry skin, then you can always opt for heavy moisturizers and face oils. Personally, moisturizers, especially heavy moisturizers, cause acne on my skin during normal time, so I always prefer to use a face oil. Currently I'm using the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate on my skin after my serum, which is very hydrating and it gives a beautiful glow and makes my skin really soft in the morning. I cannot recommend this product enough. If you've seen my previous videos, you would know how much I love this product, and I highly recommend it to everyone. Unless you have very oily skin, then you might want to avoid a face oil, but anyone else with normal skin, combination skin and dry skin should try this product definitely. I will link a few options of gel and emulsions in the description box below. The Caudalie Moisturizing Sorbet is really good, and the Pond's Hydrating Gel is also a very good moisturizer if you have oily skin. You must be following these steps to ensure that your maskne does not keep on happening, and it will also help in treating any maskne that you already have. The next tip that I have for you is never to step out into the sun without sun protection, especially if you are exfoliating and using a chemical exfoliator or a salicylic acid face wash into your skincare routine. Then you must not step out into the sun without SPF product applied. Use anything that is suitable for your skin type. I will leave a few options in the description box below, and always do this rigid skincare routine for your maskne during the night time, because during the night time is the time where your skin gets a time to heal. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and you can always leave a comment below as to what you would like to see next, or if you have any other tips and suggestions. Thank you for watching. Until the next video, bye.